When a lead comes into your business, you usually have seconds to respond to them in time. It's a race between you and your competitors to see who's going to respond to that lead first, and we all know speed to lead matters. Typically, businesses we talk to spend about 3 to 5 hours until they actually get back to their potential leads that are coming in the door, and that's just too long. Speed to lead has always been a thing in marketing. We've always known that, and agents haven't really been good enough until now to actually be able to handle these conversations dynamically, qualify, batch them off to the business owners, and actually make a dent in the bottom line. Chat Sales fixes that. Chat Sales is our custom agent that we designed to dynamically qualify these leads through a dynamic conversation, real time, it sounds human like, and actually takes those leads, does some basic discovery, and more or less juggles that lead until we're actually ready to pass that off to the business owner. The business owner is ready for it, and we can batch those notifications differently depending on what kind of services come in. I'm going to show you guys that here in just a minute. So this is just a very simple dummy site that I've made for one of our clients for testing on the back end. This is a HVAC and plumbing company, obviously out of Coachella Valley down here. And I loaded in some of my basic information on the contact form. This is just some dummy information that I can load with a few buttons just for testing, but I'll throw in my name here. Phone number I'm going to keep the same. Email doesn't really matter. The street address, since this isn't actually mine, but I am going to keep it this way because what happens right now is the service area is actually programmed into the agent. So if someone comes in outside the service area, usually the agent is trained to just thank them for contacting, the company, something very generic. Thank you so much for contacting us. Looks like you're actually outside our service area. We don't service you. But we can also program it to do a few different things. If it's a higher ticket item that comes in that's outside the service area, we can check Google Maps and see exactly how far out the service area was, and the business owners can tell us, hey, even if they're outside my service area by X number of miles, still ping me because that's a really hot job and it's been a slow few weeks, right? So we go back into the code, we flip a switch, and now we're operating at a different level. So anyways, this is a zip code that's in their service area, so I'm going to hang on to that right now. I don't want residential plumbing. I'm going to do an HVAC example for you guys. And I'm going to make a really simple request here. I'm going to say the unit I think is not working and we may need a replacement. Unit is old and probably needs a lot of help. Okay. The reason why I'm doing this one is the agent is designed to batch notifications differently. So for this business owner, for example, obviously high ticket would be a brand new HVAC system, right? A lower ticket might be like some routine maintenance or some upkeep or something, although they do want those as well because it has higher LTV and it's good for upsells. It's not the best example, but if it was a simple low dollar repair, say like a compressor just goes out or something, it's only going to be like an $800 job. These guys are swinging for the fences, right? So what happens when what happens when one of those leads come in is we actually batch the notification and actually send it to the business owner via a text message saying it's a hot lead because they want to handle this one very quickly, right? I'll show you guys that in a few minutes. So I'm going to send off this lead now, and it's going to send it over to the agent over in the cloud and all the architecture that we built. And I'm going to show you guys my phone here. And this was a test that I was doing a little bit ago. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happens. So right now on the back end, the agent has actually received, and by the way, this is like my real phone. This isn't a gimmick. You guys will see me text in here in just a minute. What's happening right now is the agent is taking in the contact form and it's trying to figure out, okay, how hot is this? Is it an emergency situation? Is it a customer complaint? What should we do with this? Here we go. How long has it been out? Okay. I guess I didn't specify that. I'm going to say a day or so, and it's starting to get kind of hot in the house. Needs someone. Well, I won't push them too hard. Let's try and get a good conversation out of them. Let me say, are you guys insured? Okay, so I'm asking a probing question, right? Someone maybe is a little bit more standoffish, and the agent right now is seeing that. There's a number of different qualification numbers and equations that we've written on the back end to be able to handle different types of situations, right? Like I was saying a minute ago, is the customer complaining about something? Are they a returning customer? Are they upset? Are they in distress? Are they in some kind of emergency situation? Because the agent also knows to not to not be entertaining some sort of emergency situation, right? We don't want the LLM giving out any kind of safety information. All it's trained to do right now is say, hey, sounds like a rough situation, call 911, and one of our guys will give you a call in a little bit. So right now, it's thinking about the follow-up question. It's thinking about how to respond. Let's see. Okay, it wants to know how old. Yes, fully insured. So it seems that the agent doesn't seem to think this is a very touchy situation because it would have added more empathy, right? If I keep pressing it and I start asking it more difficult questions like, hey, are you insured? Are you guys reputable? I saw bad reviews online. It knows to give a little bit more empathy on that. But right now, it's trained as an SDR to acknowledge, brush past, and continue. So yeah, we're fully insured. How old's the unit? I'm going to say, I don't know, we got the house. Oops. House a few years back. Unit is pretty old. Looks like it needs a replacement, but I don't know. I just need a quote. So right now, the agent is actually not designed to give out quotes, right? Because the text got to go out there. Is it a 1-ton unit? Is it a 4-ton unit? Is it 2 mini splits? We have no idea. Hermes can be trained to give out pricing information. A lot of our business owners and our clients don't like to do that. They like to handle that custom. So it's probably going to push back and say something similar along the lines of, hey, quote depends on a lot of what's actually in the field. We'll have a tech give you a call. May even ask us for a time for a call, but this business hasn't really given us time slots of when they would like to call, when they would like us to let potential leads know when they're going to call them back. So I don't think we're going to get an exact time. A few more edge cases that you want to look out for when building agents and stuff, and what's special about chat sales is you can see how conversational it is, right? There's no M dashes, so it's not obviously LLMs. And it keeps the conversation very lighthearted and easygoing, right? We'll see more of this in a reply here in just a second. We're also looking for like angry, rude, short responses. There are equations in the back end to actually track how hot or how maybe angry or frustrated the lead may get, because we all know, as we've all seen on these calls, with AI agents and stuff, it can be very frustrating sometimes if you have some sort of agent that is beating around the bush, not giving you, the information you need. So there is an equation back there that actually tracks every response and then scores it through a dynamic pipeline to see exactly how hot or frustrated this person gets. And if it exceeds a certain number, which we can tune to every single business we work with, it can dynamically adjust that. So we get the lead off the phone and then handle it and then push it off to the real business owner before they get upset and we lose the lead. So came back and it said, we need to see it in person to give you an accurate number, of course. Is this your primary home? Yes, it's our main residence. Because sometimes you'll get leads that come in from a renter or a property management firm, right? And so it's also looking for, well, who's talking to me right now, right? Because if it's a property management firm, and this could be a new lead, that could be a commercial contract worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Or are they just a primary homeowner? Or is it part of a quadplex, right? Where just one went out and maybe they're the owner. I don't know, but it'd be nice to know the information so we can actually get that and then batch that to the business owner, which we're going to see here in just a second. So we talked about the, the cold, warm, hot. We talked about the angry, rude. It actually does pick up language too. So if someone comes in, Spanish speaking in Southern California area, it knows to respond in Spanish. That's been tested, which is really cool. I'm not going to show you guys here because we already got a great conversation going with the agent, but it does know to pull back the conversation too if it goes off topic. So for example, if someone starts pressing it for more information or diagnostics, it will know that to pull the conversation back to a qualification type conversation, right? So it actually keeps their conversation on track and keeps the lead engaged. So coming in here, we'll have someone give you a call to get eyes on it and put together an accurate quote. Perfect. Now, that text just came through. This is technically not how the agent is actually supposed to be working because it's sending directly to my dev phone. But this message is what the business owner would see. Since we've trained the agent to know that for this business, a new installation service is higher up on the tier list of what they want to be pinged for, they would have gotten this message right now. And the message reads, so it gives the name, the number, the category. Todd Anderson in Palm Desert needs an in-person quote for a likely AC unit replacement at his primary residence with the issue worsening over the past day or two. as indoor temperature rises. So now the business owner knows, gee, this is probably a pretty hot lead, right? The person's, probably becoming uncomfortable in their home. It's probably a new replacement unit, right? And they're going to be interested in actually trying to seek out some help for this pretty quickly. So very cool there. I think that's all for like the edge cases that I want to show you guys. We didn't get to the off topic, then bringing it back because it was kind of a hot lead. I really wanted to show this feature for you guys. But long story short, this is what speed to lead looks like in 2026. So many chatbots that came before it are sending green SMS text messages and the bot will wander off, or maybe it doesn't respond to the entire conversation, right? It only responds to the last message and then it asks duplicate information again, right? It knows to look at the entire conversation. So it's actually asking a holistic question. I'm not going to ask you for your phone number 6 times and ask you information you already answered in the contact form with all these other AI agents we've always tried in the past, right? It's comprehensively built out. So looking forward to you guys' thoughts, and feel free to book a time and let's talk about if chat sales is the right solution for you. Looking forward to it.